Formula 1 takes a dive into the unknown with Azerbaijan debuting its first ever race for round 8 of the 2016 season. McLaren though is expecting a struggle with the 2 km long back straight, obviously not suiting their car design, with the lack of engine power from their Honda power unit, as Honda is still yet to bring any upgrades for their team. On the other hand, Pascal Wehrlein was elated, of course the whole man team were elated, with the 10th place that Wehrlein scored the previous race, and are expecting more of the same today to score some more valuable points. Taking a look at the qualifying grid for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and it'll be a Mercedes front row lockout for the first time since Brazil 2015, Alonso ahead of Valtteri Bottas. Buemi will line up in 3rd for Williams, with Jean-Éric Vergne, the lead of the Red Bulls, only in 4th. Lewis Hamilton will line up in 5th for Ferrari, with Josh Tiro 200ths behind in 6th. Max Verstappen with a very impressive lap will line up in P7, ahead of defending world champion Sebastian Vettel, who has to settle for P8 on the grid. Daniel Kvyat will disappointingly only line up in 9th on the grid, with Will Stevens once again proving he has 1 lap pace to line up in 10th for McLaren. Esteban Ocon would just miss out on the top 10 shootout, lining up in 11th for Force India, with Carlos Sainz in 12th. Haryanto will once again disappointingly start down in 13th, with Romain Grosjean in 14th, disappointing there from the Haas, probably expecting much more from their BMW power unit with a long back straight. Perez will line up 15th for Force India, with Pascal Wehrlein, the lead of the Manners, just getting through to Q2 in 16th. Nico Hülkenberg starts as the lead of the Renaults in 17th, Stoffel van Dorn in 18th, Alex Rossi in 19th, Daniel Ricciardo in 20th, and the Saubers round off the grid. Hey guys, Tara here. Welcome back to UniONE. This time, round 8, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. A complete new race to everyone on the calendar. If you did miss the last race out of Canada, definitely do check that out before watching this race. There's some great battling there between pretty much all of the top 12, honestly. And looking to this race, it looks like to be advantage Mercedes and Williams because of the 2 km long back straight, who can really maximise the pace of our Mercedes and BMW power units. And can Max Verstappen do anything starting from P7? Once again, I imagine that Taurus is set up for low drag, so can they be a nuisance themselves down back straight, because if you're behind anyone, you're going to get past them down this back straight with DRS and just the amazing selection that you can get down this back straight. And now we're starting in P6 just behind Lewis Hamilton and just in front there of Max Verstappen, so we need a good start. We don't want to let Verstappen get in front of us there, and we don't need to hold it by this Taurus, so we need to get a good start, because if they've got a low drag setup then they're lacking downforce and we're lacking overall grip off the start. Now coming to the 5 red lights, lights out and away we go for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the debut race for Azerbaijan. Now coming down to turn 1, it looks like everyone looks to got away clean now, and it's like Van's trying to make a move there up this side of our teammate Sebastian Buemi as they come down into turn 1. Everyone looks to got cleanly through turn 1, now coming down to turn 2, Mercedes cleanly away at the front. Now Buemi's trying to hold it back on the inside now of Johnny Van. Everyone looks to get cleanly just about through turn 2, now it's going to be a drag race down into turn 3. Now it's like Van's really losing out there, of course in the drag race, Red Bull of course losing out in the drag race. Now everyone is battling side by side. Now we're looking at the side of Johnny Van, so we're making a move on the inside of Johnny Van, and we do. So in the space of a straight, Van just loses 3 positions now. We can try and tie it down back up our inside. We can try and hold it around the outside of Johnny Van, which he managed to do. Now we managed to make up there 1 position now, and Van dropping down 3, so terrible start there for Jean-Éric Vergne. Much like he hasn't had the best of starts, really any race this season. Just can't nail it off the start. So now we're up into P5, and now coming up now, I'll leave on board for the first lap, of course, in the brand new race. Now coming up through this 3 sections here, this corner in particular, really interesting corner that. It's pretty much a straight line chicane, and it's pretty much just wide enough to get the car through around the old castle into the old city. And it's completely winding through section 3. We lose so much time there. First section, of course, low speed sections, it's really not what this Williams likes. But we just maximise pace through this final section now with this 2 km long back straight. Well, as you can see how much pace we gain, and we should be able to easily pull away from Jean-Éric Vergne. Despite Vergne having slipstream, we've got BMW power units, and that should be enough set for going fast in a straight line. Now once again, it is this fast chicane, so if you get a bit of front wing damage, you have to be looking not to understeer into the wall there. Now we're gaining, well, not really gaining anyone, we're just going to power down the straight now. Now we've got 2 Mercedes up front doing battle now. Bottas trying to hold it now, going up the inside now. Off Fernando into turn 1, can Bottas try and hold it up the move up the inside of his teammate to take the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Goes past Buemi, waiting just behind in case anything between these two happens. Now Bottas can try and hold it up the inside now of his teammate Fernando Alonso coming around the second corner. So Bottas may have got a bad exit. I can't really tell from this camera angle. It really is far out coming down. But you're turning now up the inside now. There's contact there, team behind me and Bottas. And one of the Ferrari looking to get involved now as well. And now it's going to get 3 right now. Turn 3, there's contact. Why is everyone stopping? Why is everyone stopping? Bottas facing the wrong way. Bottas facing the wrong way. The Ferrari's been a huge traffic jam of cars now. But when he managed to get going again, Bottas now facing the wrong way. Has to do a complete 3-point turn now. And that should be that pure luck, bad luck once again for Bottas. I think Bottas is the new Jenson Button of this season. You know, Jenson Button before he retired, having had completely no luck whatsoever. Knows like all the bad luck's gone to Valtteri Bottas now for this season. A safety car deployed. Honestly, I'm really not surprised about that. There's a complete traffic jam that was caused at turn 3 with Bottas, Buemi and that Ferrari as well. Now taking a look at a replay of that from Buemi's perspective to see what actually happened. I saw Buemi go 3 wide and then just stop when Bottas facing the wrong way. So now we've got Bottas looking up the inside of his teammate Fernando Alonso. Doesn't get the better as to take a compromised line. And then Bottas just cuts right back in front there. Especially maybe when he looks to the inside now, Bottas just pulls back out and then he drives back in front. Bottas is really honestly dangerous driving there from right. Bottas just that's definitely more than one move. Now Buemi drives back up the inside, just gets squeezed into the wall. And Bottas just gets spun round. Of course, honestly I said that was a racing incident because Alonso on the outside probably wouldn't even known that Buemi was trying to make a move there on the inside and couldn't see him. So just turned to the corner presuming it was too wide. But now cutting onto the end of that lap, of course Bottas got going again, but Buemi has to pit, so Buemi into pits now, so someone else into pits as well. Buemi possibly getting a front wing change because he actually had no front wing after that contact, so now me and Alonso stayed out, and so Verstappen now up into P3 in this race. Here now Buemi getting his front wing changed. It's like one of the Ferraris in the pits just behind as well, so now Buemi they're getting from the Ferraris are stacked. The Ferraris are about to double stack. What's happened to Ferraris? Why are they both coming to the pit? So it's like one of the Saubers in the pit, so something must have happened further back. If all of the back market cars are coming into the pit lane as well. Got the Renaults are in, the Force Indias are in, so something must have happened further back. Probably with the entire traffic jam. One of the Hasses are in there as well. So probably with the entire traffic jam, everyone just bunching up in turn 3. It must have been a bit of contact there between everyone else. Now cutting onto the next lap, Williams call us in for a pit stop as well to put us onto the same strategy as our teammate Sebastian Buemi. So we're going onto a set of soft tyres now, and then a set of super soft tyres at the end of the Grand Prix. So we need a good pit stop here, so no one else in the pit lane, so a good pit stop there from the Williams boys once again. Now the question is, whereabouts are we going to drop down? Are we going to drop? Hopefully we don't drop to the back of the field, because the Williams got the strategy there completely wrong. If we do drop down to the back of the field, like one of the Ferraris, like our teammate Sebastian Buemi. Now there's one of the Red Bulls, a Jean-Luc Vergne behind as well, I imagine. But now, have we got in front of that Red Bull coming down into turn 2? Can't quite see. No, we haven't managed to get in front of there. The Red Bull there on super soft tyres, so they'll be looking to get through the field quickly and use the super soft tyres to their advantage to try and get some pace, try and pull away from me and Sebastian Buemi and the two Ferraris as well. Now cutting onto the end of the safety car onto lap 5 now is Vergne in front of us, and we've got Sergio Perez in the Force India behind us. And now coming onto the restart of this race. Now yellow flags are out, now green flags once again, now we go back to green flag running. Now it's trying to gate in safety now on the back. Australian event, because no one's really going to make a move yet, no one really close enough to make a move on anyone. As really pretty much at the end of the back straight, have to get on the curbing there to avoid the back. Australian event now, because that Force India of Sergio Perez right on the back of us now. Now looking at Buemi, can Buemi try and make a move on anyone, because now we've got a whole line of cars. Pretty much all of the front runners are now behind this whole queue of cars led by Toro Rosso. So we've got all the front running cars behind pretty much all the midfield and back market cars, so it's going to be some pretty hectic battling coming up now in his next few laps, I'd imagine. So everyone pretty much remaining in single file so far, and one of the Saubers once again up pretty high, and that Sauber once again has to be, they'll have to beat the Manners if they once again try and take back 10th in the Constructors' Championship. Of course, Manor and Verline finishing 10th the last race, getting 3 points to move them back up into 10th in the Constructors. Now coming mid-race through lap 2 was still behind Jean-Luc Vergne. Of course, the longer Vergne is still behind all these cars, I think the more he doesn't lose time and waste his set on super soft tyres. Now we go purple there through the first sector. Pretty much get means nothing at this point of the race, because no one's actually really set a fast lap yet. But now coming through the sector, we should get a pretty good run through here for once. We should get the line right this time. Now once again, you can just see we're losing so much time with exit. There's something about this Williams and low speed corner exit that we just can't get right. Now getting right on the back now, trying to Vergne very early on the brakes there. So I don't know why Vergne's setting brakes. There's actually a bit of a gap there to the kind of front. Now trying to dive inside Johnny Vergne in the final corner, show the nose. Actually go purple there through the second sector once again. And now that is representative, because Well, we've got 14 cars in front of us, and then we're going the fastest through there, so I think we need to do something right, at least. Now we have to gain insulation now on the back of Johnny Van. This should be a pretty easy move. On the French Marine now gaining insulation on the back of Johnny Van. They're going to pull to the inside now. On the French Marine is going to power our way past the Frenchman there. Up in now, we go 3 wide up in front though, with a huge lock up there for one of the Red Bulls, which is Daniel Kvyat. We go 3 wide with the 2 Toro Rossos and Valtteri Bottas, and the man is getting involved now as well. And you got Bottas there on the super soft tyres, so Bottas really has to make these moves quickly once again. And that's how he's putting them out there, because Bottas didn't actually stop, so that's the set of super soft tyres that he started the race on. Now we've got the 2 Toro Rossos doing battle in front, now we've got one of the man is getting involved as well. That Pascal Wehrlein and the man is trying to get involved, now Wehrlein's going to make it 3 wide now up in front. How's this going to end up? You get to find out one of the man is the Toro Rosso just runs out wide. And the key is side by side there with the Toro Rosso. Unfortunately, it's Carlos Sainz sides there on the super soft side, Wehrlein on the soft side, and Wehrlein's going to hold it right around the other side of the Toro Rosso. Great driving there once again from Pascal Wehrlein. So Wehrlein really is on a mission this past few races, trying to get some points. Of course, being a Mercedes young driver, well, he has to prove himself good with Bottas. Really not having any luck this season. Could Wehrlein be in for a seat? Maybe even this season, maybe even next season, proving himself. Pretty much doing what we did back in 2014 when we were in the manor. Pretty much just outperforming what that car should be capable of. Of course, this time Wehrlein has the advantage of straight line speed, whereas we didn't, because we had the dismal 2014 Ferrari power units in the back of the manor. But still, we did what we could with it, got a race victory, and then ended up with Williams the next season, so hopefully good things can happen to Pascal Wehrlein. Has now come made the 3 lap 7 with now with the car in front of us, is now our teammate Sebastian Buemi. And Vern on super soft tyres, really not making the most of his strategy of Red Bull. Honestly, I think got his strategy wrong. They should have put Vern on the soft tyres like everyone else, because we're just losing so much time here when battling with all these slower cars that we're just wasting the super soft tyres. But now, because me and Buemi will be on super soft tyres at the end of the Grand Prix. Now gaining insulation so much on the back of Sebastian Buemi. We're going to make a move, gaining insulation. And looking back in front, there's a huge pack of cars. Buemi's just going to make a 5-car overtake. Bottas now into tail 1, going side by side with one of the Renaults. Now can keep it around the outside of the Renault. Not quite, but now gets the poor exit. Now keep it side by side with one of the Hasses. I know how fast the Hasses are in a straight line, which of course is a low drag Williams with a BMW engine, and that's not something you really want to mess with. Gaining in a straight line, can Bottas make movement? Has to get it from his time, but now here's Will Stevens trying to get involved as well. Stevens making the most of the solution. Now comes one of the Toro Rossos, just trying to power the way right around the outside. Now got one of the Ferraris getting involved there as well. Now got one of the Saubers standing up the inside, a huge lock on the Toro Rossos into the wall. Once again, the Toro Rossos are into the wall. Now is that the 3rd race in a row now that they've hit into the wall? I'm going to show you, I think I have to show you, they must have throwing damage from that. Now there's this huge battle package. This is manic racing, because Azerbaijan really throwing up a good race for its debut race, and if there's any way to impress, have some good action for your first race, is put all the top cars behind the midfield once and have them battle against each other. And now we're only on lap 8 and we're still up into P13. Vern's followed us through there on the Toro Rossos and the Saubers, so we're trying to make it 3 wide once again. So we now know that 3 wide into turn 3 just doesn't work. It's been tried twice, and twice there's been incidents. So now I'd imagine that Toro Rosso would probably have to pit at the end of this lap for front wing damage, get repaired, maybe going to set of soft tyres now, or mediums even, to take him to the end of the Grand Prix. Now we're getting right on the back now, Sebastian Buemi now, coming midway through lap 8, we've got Johnny Van sticking just behind us still. Now through this final sector of the lap, imagine Buemi's going to try and make a move on the cars in front, he uses BMW power to our advantage. And we're just following Buemi through the pack of cars. Now looking a bit further back, we've got that Toro Rosso leading a whole queue of cars now. There must be like 8-9 cars stuck in these queue of cars, all still behind this Toro Rosso, which definitely has to pick, he's losing so much time. Yeah, he actually hits into the wall there, but thankfully he doesn't get a puncture. I don't even know which Toro Rosso this is at this point. That's causing a whole queue of cars. It's actually, no, it's Max Verstappen, so Verstappen once again. 2 races in a row, front wing damage into the wall, and thankfully they've now to come into the pits now for a front wing change. This whole pack of cars is finally released. Seeing that's something that the Red Bull cars in general have been doing a lot this season. Seeing Vern in the Red Bull causing a whole queue of cars with a puncture at Russia, and now Verstappen doing it again with front wing damage causing a whole pack of cars stuck behind him. Now on lap 9 we're still behind Sebastian Buemi. Buemi not managed to make a move on him, but now we've got Johnny Van gaining a switch on behind us because he's using super tyres to his advantage. There's going to be a battle in front of one of the Saubers. They're getting really held up there. We're trying to make a move on Sebastian Buemi. We have to brake check us over there, going right up behind Buemi's gearbox, so close to making contact there to his rear diffuser. Of course that's something you definitely do. Pretty much rule 1 of Formula 1 is don't hit your teammate. That's something that the Toro Rossos need to tell each other. Now cutting onto the end of that lap, we're still stuck behind this time. We see how much time we've lost to the Ferrari in front of, I think, Lewis Hamilton. Now this should be an easy move there for Sebastian Buemi to try and make a move there on Sauber. Because Sauber still have low drag. Gaining a section, he gets held up, now we get moved to the side. What's Sebastian Buemi? He gets held up there behind the Sauber, gets blocked in. Now we're going to sandwich the Sauber. It's pit lane now, Sauber actually comes into the pits now. For their first pit stops, now we've got release now behind Johnny Van. Now he made a move up in front there of Sebastian Buemi. And now we can try and chase down the car in front of us now, unless Buemi has... But I imagine Buemi will have other ideas and try and overtake us once again. I think the car in front of us now is actually... Yeah, it is Valtteri Bottas. So Bottas on the super soft tyres. But the super soft tyres that he started the race on, really hasn't managed to get up the grid anywhere from the restart. Still behind one of the Ferraris. Let's switch where... Now we're up to P9, so we're pretty much back where we were. Still got a few cars, but still got one of the Force Indians, maybe even the manor of Verlaine in front of us at this point. And now we have to cut in front of our team of Family. We're cutting a bit further on. We now got Buemi just powering past our outside. Like we weren't even there. So down this back straight, there's absolutely nothing you can do to defend. If the car behind you has DRS, unless you have DRS in front. And there's Fernando Alonso coming on there. Alonso's a pit stop ahead of us. He's trying to go side by side with Valtteri Bottas. The Bottas has to slow back behind, so Alonso has got in front of his teammate. Valtteri Bottas, no Bottas having to once again gaining in and switching on the back of his teammate. Imagine Bottas wouldn't try and make a move on his teammate because there really is honestly no point. Now coming in Saturday, Bottas runs out wide, gets a really bad line there. Then Buemi goes through. Now we're going to go through as well, so Bottas could lose 2 positions here. We're trying to hold that around the outside of Valtteri Bottas. Could you try and hold that around the outside of Valtteri Bottas? And we knew he'd make it stick to. So Bottas could trying to gain 1 position, ends up losing 2 to both of the Williams, me and Buemi. So Bottas' luck just gets worse and worse this race. And still over half of it, half of the race yet to go. So we're only on lap 11 of 26. So can Bottas' luck get even worse? I don't think there's much. I don't think it could get much worse at this point. As now he's down in P8 on super soft tyres. They started the race on, so now the grip advantage should be with me and Buemi. Once again, we take a wide line through this castle section. We just can't get it right. For some reason, we've been through it enough times already. We got it right once in the first 11 laps. So with the test we haven't, and now that's allowed Buemi once again to pull away from us once again. Hopefully we can keep within DRS range of our teammates. We yellow flags further behind. What's happened here? The Valtteri Bottas is out of the Grand Prix. That's like a huge engine failure. So I was right. Valtteri Bottas' look can get worse, and indeed it has, because now Bottas is out of the Grand Prix. For the 4th race in a row, VSC deployed. That's 4 engine failures in the first 8 races of the season for Valtteri Bottas. And then looking at replay, and the engine just goes right in Johnny Van Vern, getting a face full of Mercedes engine there, and now Bottas has to pull off to the side there. And now the Grand Prix, so that's 4 races out of the 8 that Bottas has retired, and they've all been engine retirement. So unless Mercedes can salvage his engine somehow, and Bottas surely have to take penalties now for new engine parts now until lap 12 VSC ending. So pretty much a lap there, obviously, because of Mercedes having to clear all the engine oil off of the track. So great work there from the marshals to get that done in only 1 lap, because it is a pretty long lap here in distance and time wise. 1 minute 44 there, our best lap, so it's a pretty long lap. So they had, in theory, quite a bit of time to get all the oil cleared up. So I imagine most of the oil went into Johnny Van's face, so that's pretty much where most of it is. Now cutting the way through this lap. Now once again trying to stay behind Sebastian Buemi, trying to make a move on him down the straight when we get to that straight once again, because coming through this section we've got no hope of taking anyone because we're just so slow on the exit of the castle section. I just can't do anything about it. Now going through this final section now, this is where we're going to gain on Sebastian Buemi, gain the time, and hopefully once again gain P4 in this race. And now we're down to 20 runners. Now we're gaining in the station now on the back of Sebastian Buemi. Now once again gaining in the station, maybe even getting before DRS now. Coming up now to the DRS line, we get ahead of him now side by side with our teammate. We're actually getting there even before DRS. Now we're going to power past our teammate Sebastian Buemi. And now cutting a bit further on though, we've got Fernando Alonso taking the lead of the Grand Prix from from Esteban Ocon. Now we're going to both of them, me and Buemi, going to power past Lewis Hamilton like he's not even there. I mean, we both know that Ferrari's down a straight line speed, and that's clearly evident once again. That Ferrari still haven't bought any upgrades this season. So honestly, I think Ferrari have given up on this season and probably just focusing on next year's car at this point, because they're so slow, so unbelievably slow in a straight line. Now we've got Sebastian Buemi once again gaining in oscillation on the back foot once again. Coming up into turn 3, he's going to try and make a move. No, he isn't. Probably told Buemi not to make a move in turn 3, given what's happened the first time he tried to make a move. Now he's trying to take down Esteban Ocon in the Force India. Ocon having a great race there up in P2. But I don't know if he has to stop again. I don't know what tyres he started on. If he started on the soft tyres, then yes, he has to stop again. But if he didn't, then he doesn't have to stop again. Now cutting a bit further on, Buemi once again managed to get past us down the main straight on the end of that lap, and now he's still trying to chase down Esteban Ocon. Alonso's already back into the legitimate lead of the Grand Prix. Alonso, I imagine, doesn't have to stop again. I don't know about Esteban Ocon, because if he has to stop again, then Ocon's race is pretty much over. But if he doesn't, they could be off a very good result there for Force India. Once again, gaining in the station now on the back of Sebastian Buemi. Buemi still has the DRS from when he overtook us because it's a double DRS zone, which is a bit annoying for a double DRS zone. I think it should be 2 different detection points given how long the back straight is. Now we try and chase down Buemi once again. That's Buemi trying to chase down Esteban Ocon. Now we're on lap 15, so over halfway in the race. Only 10 laps of this race left to go. We've still got 1 pistol of the race left to make. Now we've got Lewis Hamilton behind us. Not really putting much of a fight. We actually dropped Lewis Hamilton now by the end of lap 15. Once again, gaining in the station on the back of Sebastian Buemi. Our teammate again, now Tracy has had no move to the inside. Our teammate once again, they get past Buemi even before the DRS detection point comes up. So now they can try and chase down Esteban Ocon in that Force India for P2. Because I don't know if that'll be a legitimate P2. Like I said, I don't know if Ocon has to stop again in this race or not. I'd imagine that he would have to stop in this race because I don't think the soft tyres can do another 10 laps on top of what he's already done. So I'd imagine that Ocon does have to stop again in this race. And now we've got double DRS, and like I was saying, Buemi will be gaining in the slipstream, and how fast Buemi's in the straight line tends to run lower drag setups than what we do. We're now coming up into turn 3 and not challenged by our teammate Sebastian Buemi. So now we can try and chase down Esteban Ocon. For what is P2, with a pit stop for us still yet to make. Now cutting onto the end of that lap, we've now caught right into the back now of Esteban Ocon, easily within DRS range, and this should be an easy move for now to go and get past Esteban Ocon. Getting into the power past the outside now of Esteban Ocon down into turn 1, easily breeze past the Frenchman there in the Force India. Now going down to turn 1, where's Buemi? Buemi's in there, Buemi's into the pit, so Buemi going for an undercut strategy. So Williams bringing Buemi in before us. Interesting call there from the team, seeing we're the lead driver, but Buemi, in fact, honestly does look to be the fastest driver of this race, and now got the Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton as well, so Hamilton going for the undercut as well. And as to say, now we have to come in at the end of the next lap trying to respond to the undercut from Hamilton and Buemi. You can see if they come out in traffic, and if they can jump us with their 1 lap undercuts. Now we have to come in and now cutting onto the end of the next lap. Still got Esteban Ocon there right behind us, so that doesn't bode well. If Ocon kept with us that lap, then I think that Buemi should have undercut us, but I don't know about Lewis Hamilton. Now coming into the pits now for our final stop to go into a set of super soft tyres, take us to the end of the Grand Prix. Good stop there once again from the Williams. When it doesn't matter, actually it does matter because we've got to try and get the undercut from Buemi. There goes one of the runners, a sort of flash of yellow. They're going around turn 1. Now come around turn 2. Where's Buemi? There's Buemi. Buemi has undercut us. Buemi's undercut us, and there's one of the runners in front of us as well. Don't know which runner that is. But no, does that Renault have to stop again? I mean, hopefully for them, for the sake of them getting some more points, hopefully that Renault doesn't have to stop again because they're in a pretty decent position at this point. But we're still ahead of Lewis Hamilton, so Hamilton hasn't managed to undercut us. There just isn't enough pace in that Ferrari until warrant an overtake to try and undercut us. Despite us having a pretty terrible in-lap, we've just got enough pace in the straight line to gain on Lewis Hamilton. Now still behind this Renault of Nico Hülkenberg, so Hülkenberg currently in P7, so if Hülkenberg doesn't have to stop again, I mean, we should be able to overtake the Renault pretty easily on 1 soft tyres compared to our brand new super soft, so we should overtake Hülkenberg pretty easily. Now she's going to make it now over the inside, now going to cancel and hold it over the inside of Nico Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg trying to hold it now around the outside. We managed to make the move there on the German demote Hülkenberg down to P8. But still, if Hülkenberg doesn't have to stop again, P8, that could be a pretty decent result still for Renault at this stage. Now trying to chase down Sebastian Buemi. He's actually managed to pull a bit of a gap to us there. Now we've got Nico Hülkenberg all over the back of us once again. Then we've got one of the Hasses, and what I think is Alex Rossi. Rossi having a great race. Then we've got Lewis Hamilton still behind them, still behind the Haas. So imagine Hamilton's going to try and make a move on Haas, but we know once again that Haas unbelievably fast in a straight line, of course with their low drag setup. So Hamilton should have a pretty difficult time things trying to overtake because that Haas once again will have DRS and slipstream off the back of Nico Hülkenberg, who will have DRS and slipstream off the back of us. So there shouldn't really be any overtakes between these 4 cars. There's a great camera shot there with all the cars coming through this high-speed session. We've actually dropped Hülkenberg quite a bit. That's maybe Hülkenberg doesn't have DRS on the back of us. Now gaining in a straight line. Who's going to make a move on here? Now Rossi's going to make a move on Hülkenberg, and Lewis is going to make a move on Hülkenberg as well. So coming down into turn 1, Hamilton's made an overtake. Probably wasn't on the car he was thinking, but Hamilton has made an overtake stick. Now going a bit further on, these yellow flags now to catch up to the back of Carlos Sainz. Yellow flags further behind, now turns to green flags. They would try and make a move on the inside of Carlos Sainz. We show the nose on the inside. We don't manage to make a move. We are down to 19 runners, unfortunately. Someone else had dropped out of this Grand Prix. And now getting side by side now. Trying to gain insulation around the back now of Carlos Sainz. Fernando Alonso is still leading the Grand Prix, unsurprisingly. Gaining insulation now on the back. So Carlos Sainz making his head now. Verne's up into P7. We're up into P5. Easily power past Carlos Sainz there. Move up into P5. Now can try to chase down Daniel Kvyat is now down into P4 on the medium tyre. He's trying to go for a 1-stop in the race. Now Sebastian Vettel's out of the Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel's out of the Grand Prix. He's defending world champion. Sebastian Vettel out of the Grand Prix. That's his 2nd retirement, I believe, of the season, because his first one coming at China with an engine failure. I'm taking a replay of what happened. And actually Lewis Hamilton, what's happened to Hamilton? He's going slowly. Hamilton's got a puncture, I think, surely. Yeah, Hamilton's just crawling down this straight. So Hamilton with a puncture. Hamilton's bad luck at Ferrari just really hasn't gone away from the end of last season. Going down the straight, then we've got Johnny Verne behind one of the Haas's as well. Thankfully he pulls out of the way, lets the Haas and Johnny Verne go through. Now here comes Sergio Perez and Sebastian Vettel. Perez just hits into the side there, rebounds and takes out Sebastian Vettel. So that's the second time this season that Perez and Sebastian Vettel have come to blows this season. And once again it's not worked out for Sebastian Vettel. And now Lewis Hamilton's still crawling down the pit straight, somehow still going in this race. Thankfully, hopefully no one else behind wants to come into the pits. Well, how far it is away to the end of the race, surely no one else would be pitting at this stage of the race, I would think. Now Hamilton crawling down into the pit lane. I don't think there's someone else maybe coming there in front. So Hamilton hasn't made it back into the pit lane. And there's Sergio Perez into the pits as well. Because this isn't the first time that Perez and Hamilton made contact. Remember back to season 2, 2015 at Mexico. Then Hamilton hitting the back of Perez lost his front wing. Now Perez is coming in for a front wing change. And this time Hamilton with the punches, a complete role reversal of last season at Mexico's. This time Perez with the front wing change. And I'm going to say super tough title, but still, that's Perez's race over. And it's also Hamilton's race ruined as well. Now taking a look at replay that from Sebastian Vettel's perspective. See, Vettel just game behind, see the yellow flags there. And going straight, Hamilton kicking inside, Perez just hits into the side on the Ferrari and just rebounds and takes out Sebastian Vettel, and really nothing that Sebastian Vettel could do about that. Now taking a look at replay finally of it from Sergio Perez's perspective. Now again, you can see the yellow flag, again you can see we're there. You see again, now you can stop it here, you can see all the space to the right hand side of the track that Perez could have used, but no, you can see he's just turning into Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton keeping it right inside, nothing that Hamilton could do here. And Perez just decides to drive into the side of Lewis Hamilton and then takes out Sebastian Vettel. Now once again, really poor driving from Sebastian Vettel. Now cutting onto the end of the final lap, unfortunately nothing happened after that. But Fernando Alonso coming down the train, and Fernando Alonso is going to win the first race in Azerbaijan and win for Mercedes. Pretty much making up their fault at what happened the last race, finishing down in P11. It's going to be second place for our teammate Sebastian Buemi. It's going to be third place for Esteban Ocon. Great drive there from the Frenchman to take a podium for Force India. Of course, this track really suits him there. To Force India, going to be fourth place there for Daniel Kvyat, making the one-stop work. It's going to be fifth place for us. Best of what we can manage. Buemi was just a faster driver than this race. See there, Toto Wolff looking very happy with Fernando Alonso's work, and why wouldn't he be? Despite Bottas having another engine failure, he's still got something to celebrate, with Fernando Alonso taking his 35th career victory and his second victory of this season. Finally, can Alonso try and make a stake on this championship? Taking a look at the race results, and Fernando Alonso will take his second victory of the season, 7 seconds clear of our teammate Sebastian Buemi, and Esteban Ocon for Force India will round out the podium in third. Daniel Kvyat would recover to fourth for Red Bull after making the one-stop work. We can only manage fifth in the end, with Carlos Sainz going in a great sixth position there for Toro Rosso. Jean-Eric Vergne dropped down to 7th. Alex Rossi up in 8th there. For Haas, a great drive there from Alex Rossi. Pascal Wehrlein in 9th, once again taking some more great points there for Manor. In P9, Rio Haryanto there, only in 10th position, once again beating his teammate Will Stevens. And Nico Hulkenberg rounds off the point scorers for Renault in 12th. Now moving on to the driver standings, and now we only have a 6-point lead over Daniel Kvyat in second. Fernando Alonso now jumps up into third, 24 points behind us. Jean-Eric Vergne gives 2 more points to us now, got down to 4th, 27 points off of the championship lead. Sebastian Buemi now moves up into 5th, only 34 points behind us. Then it comes to 2 Ferraris of Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel in 6th and 7th, with Valtteri Bottas in 8th, Rio Haryanto in 9th now, only 6 points behind Valtteri Bottas now. Esteban Ocon, after that brilliant podium, would now move up into 10th in the championship now on 24 points. 1 point clear of Max Verstappen, who drops down to 11th, and Alex Rossi will run off the top 12 for Haas. Now in the constructors standings, Red Bull now only have a 1 point lead now over Williams on 175 points to Williams 174. Mercedes now in third, 24 points clear of Ferrari, but still 52 points off the championship lead. McLaren are in 5th on 43 points. And Force India now jump all the way up into 6th now on 36 points. 1 point clear of Toro Rosso on 35. And Haas are now in 8th on 31 points. Renault remain in 9th on 17. And Manor now 5 points clear of Sauber on 7 points to Sauber's 2 points. And my driver of the day for this race, if I was to vote, honestly it has to be Esteban Ocon after that brilliant podium drive. I don't know what Forcing did with the strategy, but whatever it did, they made it work. To get Ocon his first podium in his debut season in Formula 1. So that's been the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the race. Subscribe if you're new. And to vote for your driver of the day with the poll link, that'll be in the description or in the one in the comments, both the same. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.